Hello and welcome. It is your girl, your friend, your partner, Catrielle Ori, coming at you with the first episode of Operating by Design. In this space, we're going to help you align with biblical principle so that you can establish order, exhibit boldness, and manifest power in order to bring forth the extraordinary life you were created to live. So I just want to thank you for being here with me today because you could be anywhere else. So the fact that you're here, I do not take that for granted. So welcome, and we're so glad you're here. Just want to give you a heads up about what to expect. For one, this is going to be a little bit of a longer video because for one, I really want to make sure you understand the essence of what it is that we do with Operating by Design. We are a kingdom culture restoration ministry and a lifestyle enhancement community. So we are here to help you get from where you are to where you want to be in establishing your faith, grounding you in the things of Elohim so you can have complete confidence and power to be everything that you were created to be. So again, I'll be reading because this is, again, I want to make sure that we capture the essence of everything that it is that to bring forth on this video. This is the first part of the foundation series. So the foundation series, again, tells you what it is that we do. It answers a lot of questions in the foundation. A lot of times when we deal with certain things, especially when it comes to things of the spirit and things of the Bible, we tend not to have our answers questioned. It's so vague. There's so many things that go unanswered. It's like they tiptoe around certain things. I want to make sure we cover everything. So this is the foundational series. This is the first part. So basically this is an introduction to Operating by Design and to myself, Catrielle Ori, because I'm sure you want to know who it is that you're listening to. It's like, who is this chick and what is she doing? And what is she about? How is she different from the 56 million other people on YouTube? Well, I'm going to let you know. So stay tuned. All right, so what is Operating by Design? Again, Operating by Design is a kingdom culture restoration ministry and a lifestyle enhancement community. It is our objective to get our mindsets that has been just, I don't even know how to describe it. Our mindsets that's just been dragged through this system that's been created for us. And it's so far away from the things of the kingdom. It's so far away from the things that from the optimal people we were created to be. So our objective is to get us from where we are to where we want to be, to get us from that place of lack to that place of abundance and that restoration so that we can truly be kingdom heirs, because we have to be prepared for this, y'all. And a lifestyle enhancement community, you have support here. It's not just me blowing wind on camera. Not blowing wind. Ooh, that's terrible. Excuse me. Just talking on camera, blowing wind. My grandmother used to say that. I don't know where that came from. But just talking on camera, no, we're a community. We have to uplift one another. We have to, help one another in these times. We are in some very perilous times right now. We have to help one another through. So we are a community and a restoration ministry. So we teach you how to operate by the definitive lifestyle blueprint, which is biblical scripture, yes, to establish balance, exhibit boldness, and manifest power to bring forth that extraordinary life we were created to live. Now, this ministry was brought forth to restore the holy culture of Yahweh, our Elohim, and to repair the current breach we are operating in. So with the events that are taking place, and it is so unfortunate for so many people, there has been economic collapse for so many people. And, through faith and Yahweh has kept me and my family whole. But we have to understand, we have to restore his culture. We have gone so left from what it is he created us to be. We have gone so left of how he created this thing to be that we are in sheer chaos because we've allowed the wrong spirit to lead us and guide us. So our objective is to reconnect you with the correct spirit, to reconnect you with the correct lead and guide so that you can be who it is that you were created to be. Again, at the end of the day, this is all about you and getting you to where you need to be. Okay. So we have been misled, we've been misinformed and purposely confounded about almost every aspect of our life. When I started this journey about 5 years ago, I'd say, after my life collapsed. So I'm a witness to you to let you know that when things get real ugly, yes, it does get better. Sometimes Yahweh need to shake us awake. He needs to get our attention. But we've been lied to. And when I discovered this, I was a little perturbed. I was not pleased. Knowing that everything that I had believed my entire life, so much of it were lies. And it came from misguidance. It came from bad information. It was just, I had to brainwash myself. I had to be brainwashed, literally, to get all that gunk out, to begin to understand what this life is really about. I thought it was about chasing paper and getting this money and driving the nice cars and living in the big house and having a job and things for prestige. No, that's not what this life is about. And I learned that the hard way. So we've been led to believe these things. And as a result, because these lies are basically causing us to crack. Do you see what I'm saying? Because it's in opposition to who we are. Do you see what I'm saying? That's not what we were put here for. That's not why we're here. So we are literally operating in opposition to the essence of who we truly are. And that causes chaos. So because of that, as a result, many people are losing their faith. They're destroying themselves. They're destroying everything in their path. They're angry. They're hopeless and feel completely powerless. That's not how we were created to be, y'all. And this misguidance has put us at risk of not only, this was deep, it not only puts us at risk of leaving this life experience without fulfilling our purpose, but it also leaves us without the manifestation of our calling and expression of our purpose here on earth, but it also puts us at risk of missing out on the everlasting inheritance promised to us for doing what it is that we were supposed to do by following the instructions. And I don't think many of us realize that. There are things that we are supposed to do here on this earth. There's a certain way we're supposed to operate here on this earth. And as a reward for doing that, we will inherit the kingdom to come. So operating by design, again, was created to reconnect you to the source of life, who is Yahweh, our Elohim, through Yahshua HaMashiach. You're going to notice I say the Hebrew names. I want to call my father by his name. God is not acceptable. Buddha is a god. Shrivna is a god. We call each other God. He is exclusive. He is the one. He is the only. So I'm not going to disrespect him by calling him God. And also, God is a title. That's like calling him Mr. or person. I'm not even, it's like a noun. God is a noun. It can be described. So that's not what my Elohim is, and also with Lord, there's lords over in Great Britain, Lord Lancelot, Lord Patrick or whatever. That's not his name. And Yahshua HaMashiach, we'll go into that, but we understand that when he was walking this earth, they was not calling him Jesus. So we'll go deeper into that, and maybe some people who want to cut me off right now, but please stay on, hold on, hang on. I'm telling you, we will get through this, and there will be greater understanding. Okay, so guys, let's embark on this journey together. This is a journey, and together there are lives waiting to be changed for our obedience, because of our obedience. And one thing we have to understand in this life experience, we are all connected, right? So by me not doing what I need to do can keep one of you from being who you need to be. This may be the very information that's needed to spark you into wanting to be who it is that answers some questions that sparks you to want to change. But had I not done what I'm supposed to do, it would be very, you wouldn't be able to do what you need to do. But of course, Yahweh always makes a way. But why would we sidestep our brothers and sisters by not doing what we need to do? So we really don't understand how important we are, because this world tells us that we're not. But let me tell you something, my brothers and sisters, we are so important. We are important to one another. We are important to Yahweh's kingdom, and we are important to make sure this kingdom comes. We have a part to play. So if you are ready to embark on this journey, type "I'm ready" in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. And I am responsive. I want to hear from you, and I want to make sure that we engage, because again, this is a community. So yeah, type that in the comment section below. I'm ready. All right. So I spoke about a blueprint. What is a blueprint? So according to the Cambridge Dictionary, a blueprint is a complete plan that explains how to do or develop something. It is a design or a pattern to be followed. So a lot of times when we think about blueprints, we think about construction. We think about, the plan, the blueprint, the plans for the house to be built. So it's a pattern that needs to be followed in order for that house to be built as it was designed. So the same thing applies for our life. So what is the lifestyle blueprint, and where do we find it? So the lifestyle blueprint is a culture and plan put in place by our designer, Yahweh our Elohim, which instructs us on how to express our highest levels of ability and overcome our greatest challenges in this life experience, as well as how to be prepared to inherit our future kingdom. So we are a creation, and this is something that we really need to understand. And I know we say it, but I don't think we really understand it. We are a creation. All right. We are a creation with a function and a purpose. So we, like anything else that performs a function, have instructions on how to function optimally. When you crack open your new blender, that blender comes with instructions. When you crack open your new cell phone, that cell phone has instructions. When anything that has a function has instructions, because you have to know how to maintain the function of that item. You need to know how to get optimal function out of the item. Whatever the case may be, whenever something has a function, there are instructions for you to know how that item works. So what makes you think we're any different? We are a creation with a function. So we have instructions on how to operate and how to work and how to optimize the creation that is us. So this is such a simple concept, but so many of us miss it. So what makes us think that we were put here and it's just, we got to figure it out? No, there were instructions put in place on what to do, how to flow, how to do things, how to make things happen. All of that stuff was put together. Now, where do we find these instructions? The Bible gives us exact direction, right, on how to express everything we were created to be. Now, for those of you who are about to shut me off, because I know there's some folks about to shut me off, right? You can't judge the content of a book by the illustrations. I know we've been misled. Like I said before, we've been misled and misguided with some information. We've been led to believe that, some information, let's twist it, let's interpret it, let's, it's literature and let's, give a spin and twist to it. No. The word is literal, and the word means what it says. And a lot of times we believe we're following the word, but we're not following the word. We're following what's coming from pulpits and churches. And we have to examine and ask ourselves, are these people operating? Are these church leaders operating by the words as it is written? So, for one, you can't judge the contents of a book by the illustrations. Now, I know that we have some ethnical pushback. All right, can't judge the contents of the book by the illustrations. Read, right? Most people who say certain things never studied this word, because many of the things that are believed about it are far from the truth. And I've come to find out, because this was once me, because I was once the one, Egypt and Kemet and ISIS and all that stuff, and we'll get into that in later videos. But I too once believed that this book was not valid and that it was written to keep me oppressed and all these things. That is the furthest from the truth. When we read this book, we'll find out that is the furthest from the truth. Also, there's been a mixing of truth and lies through the system of delivery, as I spoke of before, churches and things like that, through the system of delivery by which most people get their understanding of this book. Like, they've mixed the truth with lies on the pulpit, and that's where most of us get our understanding of it. So, religions and all this stuff, and again, we'll go deeper into that. Yahweh our Elohim never practiced a lot of the stuff that we talking about. He never said any of this stuff. He never instituted any of this. This is stuff that man has come up with. So instead of writing off truth because you've been seduced with lies, it is actually your responsibility to learn the truth for yourself. It is not the responsibility of your pastor to teach you the truth. It is not the responsibility of your parents to teach you the truth, even though it would have been nice had that foundation been laid. But it's not their responsibility. It's not the responsibility of, of course, parents have a responsibility, but at the end of the day, as an adult, it is your responsibility. It's our responsibility to learn the truth for ourselves. Right? So, and speaking about that, there is a video series here on YouTube. I will link it in the description box below. It's called The History of Religion by Truth Unedited. Amazing. As we go along together, you can start to begin to understand religion and a lot of the things and how they threw the monkey wrench in there, how it originated and the things like that, so that we can understand and not get that confused with the things of Yahweh our Elohim or of Yahshua HaMashiach. It breaks things down wonderfully. I've learned so much from his series. So I'll link that in the description box below, The History of Religion. The Bible, it outlines how to grow and increase, how to obtain strength. It lays out instructions on how to properly operate in the spiritual, mental, and physical functionalities. And it tells us what to incorporate in our life and what to avoid, and how to keep our Father well pleased so we may obtain our inheritance. Do you understand that we have an inheritance? Now, people act a donkey when it comes to an inheritance now. Uncle Joe got an inheritance and he didn't leave your name in the will. Folks is about to act a fool. Do you see what I'm saying? An inheritance is something that you definitely want to take a part of. If someone thinks enough of you to leave an inheritance to you, now you want to do what's required to make sure you get that. They think enough of you to offer you an inheritance. So we must get ourselves, our minds, our bodies, our spirits, our lives together so that we can be prepared to receive our inheritance. I'm not leaving nothing on the table. No. I suggest that you don't either. Learn so that you can understand what needs to be done to please Yahweh our Elohim, to not only receive your inheritance, but to be everything you were created to be. Right? So, we have been led to believe that the Bible is a figurative piece of literature, or that it's magical, it's mystical, that it's oppressive, that it's a white man's book. No, this is a history book with verifiable historical accounts and a culture that leads only to greatness. It lays out a culture that is to be shared with the entire world. This book is a culture. This isn't a religion. It's a culture of greatness that is to be followed so that we may be everything we were created to be, right? So it's a comprehensive instructive manual that is to be applied practically. There's practical application in this book. These are examples were given for us to follow those examples. And it is literal and provides clear insight on the results of what to expect if you align with if you align with Yahweh or Elohim, and what to expect if you don't. And I just love that about it. It lays it all out on the table. There's no secrets. There's no mysteries. If you align with Yahweh or Elohim, this is what you can expect. If you do not align with Yahweh or Elohim, this is what you can expect. But there's no surprises, there's no shocks. Everything that you need to know about how to flow in this physical realm, and we'll get into that, but how to flow on this earth and how to flow in life is in this book. And it gives you what to do, what not to do, what to expect and what not to expect for doing those things. So, who is the designer that created the blueprint? Now, we got all types of people saying that, oh, the book ain't written. Well, history wasn't either. That was written by people too. So I choose to believe what Yahweh our Elohim has put forth. So the creator of the heavens, the earth, and everything within, which is Yahweh our Elohim, he is the one that created this blueprint. We were created, and we are creative. And we were ideas. I want you to think about this. I heard this on a talk by a gentleman named John Canary on You Were Born Rich. We were ideas in the mind of Yahweh our Elohim. Can you imagine? For Yahweh even says in Jeremiah 29:11, for I know the thoughts I have towards you, thoughts of good and not evil, to give you an expected end. He knows his thoughts towards us. He had certain thoughts in mind when we were created. He knew us in our mother's womb. He knows every hair on our head. So, he's a wonderful designer that created everything that we need in order to flow in life. So just like he gave us everything that we need physically to flow in life, I mean, if you think about it, we don't need their pharmaceuticals. Yahweh put everything here for us to heal. He gave us a self-healing mechanism, and he also put everything here needed to assist the mechanism in healing. So what makes you think that he won't give us the instruction manual on how to operate? It doesn't make sense. It has to be somewhere, and it's not coming from another creation. Someone that was created, or someone over here with their PhDs or whatever, cannot tell me how to flow in my life, because they probably don't even know how to flow in theirs. And they were not responsible for my creation. So how can I go to someone who had nothing to do with my creation on how to flow within it? It makes no sense. So why do I need a lifestyle blueprint? This is what, you may ask. Why do you need a lifestyle blueprint? Well, we are creations with a function. And like I said before, anything with a function has instructions, right? And how can another creation give us the lowdown on everything that can ever be? So I said that again. So who's to say that they even know everything they can be? For our entire life, we have been stumbling through without the proper instructions. I want you to really think about this. We were misinformed. We were not given the right information. So we've been stumbling through life, trying to figure this out, bumping our head. And it's time for us to find out what we're capable of now. It is time for us to align, because let me ask you something. We've been doing it the whole time without the book, or without the correct interpretation of the book, right? So how about we try now with the book, and let's see what works better. I challenge you. If you are up for the challenge, write in the comment section below, I'm up for the challenge. We've done it that way. We've done it the way that we've been told it should be done by the humans, by creation, by the other created beings. We've been told how we should flow through our life. Now, let's try it Yahweh's way, and let's see the results that we get, because we see what happens when these jokers tell us to do something. The whole world fall apart in a week. In a week. You could have been up here. A week later, collapse. So we see how unstable their information is. So how about we try Yahweh's and see how it works out? Put in the description in the comment section below, I'm up for the challenge, right? So that's why we need a lifestyle blueprint. And lastly, I'm just going to go over a couple of things because I am running a little long. You know, we have a vision, we have a mission, we have an objective, and you know, our ideals and our cornerstones for operating by design is faith, family, fitness, finance, fellowship, order, and freedom. When you have all those things, you have established some, you can do some things. You know, when your faith is strong, when your body is fit, when you're mentally fit, when you're spiritually fit, right? Because that all works together. Spirit, mind, body. It all works together. Don't let anyone else tell you anything different. So when you're fit, right? Fit for the kingdom. Faith, fitness, finance. It's so important that we're stewards over our stuff. And stewardship doesn't always only pertain to finances. We're stewards over every aspect of his life. You're a steward over your body. You're a steward over your home. You're a steward over the children that you're raising. You are a steward. But finance, you know, a lot of times we don't understand that our resources are drained because we are not directing it correctly. And because of that, it's taking us out of the things of Yahweh, our Elohim. And we find ourselves, you know, looking and fighting and to get and gain everything else. And we're out of alignment with how he told us to take care of our money and to take care of certain things, our responsibilities. Fellowship. I know we live in a world that tells us the opposite of fellowship, just like they're telling us now, social distancing. No, we got to fellowship, my brothers and sisters. If we're not together, we're destroyed. Divide and conquer. That is the objective of the enemy. So we must stay in fellowship. Even though we're in our homes, we must still reach out to one another in fellowship. Right? Freedom of order. A lot of the reason why we have the issues that we have is because we are out of order. We are out of order, honey. We are all over the place. We are out of Yahweh's divine order. Which puts us mentally out of order. When we're mentally out of order, it puts us physically out of order. Order is everything. Yahweh is orderly. We serve an orderly Elohim. He is so orderly. The way we exchange oxygen and carbon monoxide with the plants, and the way, you know, certain things flow, it's order. When you ain't never, if you see something, it's never gonna float back up. The order of this realm, the order of the earth, the order of the atmosphere is that gravity pulls things down. So you know he has an order, and it all connects. It all interconnects. And this gives us freedom. So when we tie and bundle all these things together, we ultimately have freedom. What's holding you? Let's think about that. What's holding you back? What is keeping you in bondage? What is keeping you from being everything that you know you can be? What's keeping you? So let's explore these things, my brothers and sisters. So that's going to be, I'm going to wrap it up because, you know, we've run a little long, but I'm glad that we at least got an ability to touch on some of the things we do and what it is that we're going to connect you with. So please be sure to comment in the comment section below if this information helped you. If you got some realization and some revelation by the information that was shared with you, please let me know. I want to hear from you because we're a community. We're a family. We are here for one another. So, you know, drop your comments below. I want to hear from you. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe. This is information that you need to get, and ring that notification bell. Ring that bell, honey, because every time a video drops, you want to know about it. You want to know about it because this is going to help you get to the next places in life. This is going to help you to be that person, that to be free. It's not just, you know, I know they talk about freedom all the time, financial freedom, and that's fantastic, but you are not free until your spirit is free. So my brothers and sisters, I had such a good time with you. I'm sharing with you, being with you. This just gives me life. You don't understand, just sharing with you. So, you know, hit me up. subscribe, like, comment, share, and I will see you next time. Have a good night.